Welcome, welcome, welcome to Garnetqueentarot, where we are inspired to rise. How are my wonderful Libras doing today? Libras in the house. Hello, Libras. I hope everything is going well for you. What a gorgeous day. What a day to celebrate and be thankful. Did you speak your positive affirmations today as to what you're thankful for? I want to know. I want to know. Eager minds want to know. You are thankful for being able to breathe, for being able to open your eyes and see another day, to experience love, to work from in your intuition and build your life up. All right, before we get started, for our general reading, of course, let us practice our breathing, which is inhale, exhale twice, and then shake it off. You know we got to practice our breathing, and I always got to do my little lavender spray. I love it. I love it. I love it. Can you smell it? I love it. Anyway, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Whew, and shake it off. Shake it off. Don't you feel better? I know I feel better. I know you guys feel better. Admit it. You know you feel better. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. We gonna do it anyway. Hello. Let's see. Spirit, speak to us on behalf of our wonderful Libras. Love the Libra lovers. Libras, release any tension in your shoulders and be at peace. Ooh, we know people be trying to mess with you too, Libras, but you know what? You're steadfast on your journey. You're fine. You're fine. Now, help us to gain clarity and understanding. Spirits, angels, surround us, encourage us, be supportive, reveal, and allow us to see the signs. Yes. All right. What is up with our spirit soul? What's going on, Libras? How you feeling? Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Yes. Pleasure. Ooh, Libras. That's what they're telling you to do, is to explore and release and experience the moment of pleasure. Everything that you do in your life, you should do it and have pleasure from it. Whether it's pleasure of growth, pleasure of love, pleasure of intimacy, pleasure of finding yourself, pleasure of getting in tune with your intuition. It's that enjoyment, that sense of achievement and wallowing in it and enjoying it. You know, always staying in that positive mode, even when you're going through trials and tribulations and turmoil. Find your pleasure in everything. Find it, secure it, lock it down. Okay, now let's see what we're doing. Speak to us, show us the way, give us the knowledge, help us with the clarity, help us to unveil, help us to uncover, help us to release, help us to learn, and allow that knowledge to build. All right. Allow it to take place so that we're able to continue on our journey, continue on our path. Help us. All right, summer is here, guys. What are your plans for the summer? What are you doing? What project are you working on? What love are you investing in? We gonna find out some stuff. Yes, I know. I'm all up in your business, but you're giving me permission, right? That's all I'm saying. Sometimes people be in people business and they didn't invite him in. Come on now. Please. I like when there's nosy people around. They always trying to pick at your mouth and pick your business. It's like sometimes you just look at them like, damn, get a life. Woo. Get a life. Woohoo! 9 of Swords. 7 of Pentacles. The Magician. Yes. What is going on? Yes. The 10 of Wands. The Star. Two of Pentacles. Yes. It's a beautiful day. You're so thankful. I love summer. I love summer. It's like the sun is just piercing down. You can put a hat on if it's too much, but it's good for the skin. Not too much of it, but you know, it has vitamins. The sun helps us through a lot. We got it. 2 of Pentacles. Page of Wands. All right, Libras, let's see. Put my glasses down. What is your story? Well, we know that it's so much going on in your life, and that's why you're working on seeking balance. That's why they're telling you have to enjoy more pleasure in your life, Libras. You're seeking that balance. It's important to seek that balance. Look at when everything is like off kilter and it's not balanced out. Look at that boat in the background. You see how it's going over the rough terrain water? It's like it's tossing ships back and forth. You're going down, you're going up. You're going down, you're going up. Over this hurdle, over that wave. There's like an imbalance. It's too much at one time because in your life, you know, people don't realize how important balance is for you. Balance is very important in your life because it keeps you where you level off. You don't, like, say if you're on a seesaw, do you want to be stuck up in the air? I mean, think about it. Do you want to be all the way up there? Or do you want to be all the way down here? No. You know when a seesaw is fun? Is when we could just teeter-totter, go up and down, up and down. That's life. But when it's so drastic from one extreme to the other, it kind of overwhelms you. Nobody wants to be all the way down, and some people want to be all the way up. But there has to become a time of what has you all the way up? Is there balance in your life? Are you working a balance with your career? Are you working a balance with your love life, with your person? You have to find a balance for family, for everything, because all of these are aspects of your life. So in order to have all of it take place without having you pulling your hair out, you have to be able to seek and sort out so that there's some sort of balance in your life. Too much of any one thing is never good. Never good. You don't want to become obsessed with one thing. You want to know that you're seeking that balance out in your life. And the thing is, you want to be able to enjoy your life. If you don't have that pleasure to balance out your life, what are you doing? What are you doing? Let me tell you something. If you stay on a job and, this is what you're doing your whole life, and that's fine. But you can't allow that job to manipulate your time. where you have none. When you're seeking pleasure, you're putting yourself in a peaceful mode to enjoy and laugh and take that journey of living. But if you block that from yourself, how will you feel better? You want to know that I'm going to put a little here, I'm going to put a little here, I'm going to put a little here, a little over here, so I can seek out everything that I'm looking for. You know, when you have that thought process where you're looking out, you're seeing that there's more to come in your story. There's more to enjoy in your story. Life tends to throw us off sometimes and makes us forget what we're working toward. Ask yourself right now, Libras, what are you actually working toward in your life? And a lot of times when you're off balance, you're just doing what needs to be done at that very moment. You're not absorbing, focusing on what it is you've set for yourself, because it becomes chaotic because you're leaning too much in one direction. And that's not good. That's not good at all. You have to be able to decipher as far as what's important and what is just an elective in your life that's not going to have any real significant value, but you're still aiming in that direction, right? Why? What are you seeking? What are you looking toward? What? And those are the questions that you have to be able to ask yourself. Because when you are impulsive and you just do things and fall into that emotional state and don't think things through, you tend to mess up. You tend to mess up. But yet, you want that sense of adventure. You want to know that you are allowing pleasure to take place in your life. That is the goal. You want to live on a level that will elevate you to where you truly want to be. Do you know where you want to be? Or are you just going through the motions? Those are questions you have to ask yourself, because it'll help you define what it is you really want. I'm telling you, what it is you really, really want out of life. You can make magic happen in your life if you accept the responsibility that I have to be able to, one, know what I want. Don't assume you know, because if I'm asking you a question and you can't answer it right now, then you don't know. This is something that takes time to evaluate and to learn. You want that balance in your life, but what's number one priority for you? What's number two? What's number three? Your top three priorities, what are they? Can you name and label them immediately right away, like today? Can you? That's a big question for you to answer. I've spoken with a lot of people, and people think they know what they want, but they haven't researched enough to figure out not only what they want, but how they're going to get it. You can't just be fly by night and if this happens, I'll go with the flow, or if this happens. You have to be dedicated to achieving that goal for yourself. Summer is here. What are your plans for the summer? I'm not saying that you got to know everything that you're going to be doing. I'm just saying you need to have a significant idea as to what you're seeking and how you're going to be able to achieve it. Don't you agree? Don't you agree? How are you going to achieve what it is you're looking for? How? And that's why I say those things are important. You have to know, because it shows you overcoming some storms. It shows you having to pull out your magical powers to make things happen. It shows you putting work in. The question is, with all the work involved that you have to allow to resonate with you because you're achieving something. Like say if you're in a class and the teacher is wanting everybody to study for an upcoming exam. your goal is to pass the exam, or at least it should be, right? If you care enough, your goal is to pass the exam. So in order to pass the exam, what do you have to do? You have to follow the necessary steps. Steps are being laid out for you, but you have to figure out how you're going to follow them, how you're going to achieve them. It's a lot of work. It's not something that you can just do on impulse. You have to be able to put the work in and recognize yourself as being, I say you look at yourself as being top of the heap, and figuring out how not only can you maintain it, what do you have to do? What do you have to do? And that is a question. When people ask you questions, Libra, you have to know the answers, because it's all about you right now. It's for you. It's for your growth. You feel overwhelmed at times. So many burdens, so many things that you're responsible for. And people expect you to do your best and know what you need to do to rise up above the circumstances, above the situation. You can't just let things happen in your life and say, oh, well, I'll leave it to chance. No, that's not how you're made up. That's not how you're made up. You know that you have hope. You know what I love? I love the fact that you have hope and you are healing accordingly. Because let me tell you something. When you have that balance in your life, you become more hopeful rather than overwhelmed. See, when you have the star, that star is shining bright. You hear me? It gives you hope. And then here, like, you see the water flowing. It's like you replenishing yourself. You needed a timeout because you felt overwhelmed. You felt that it's just too much. That's why the first card is what? Balance. The juggler is balancing out the life. The life you want to live. You don't have to be overwhelmed in achieving it. You have to be dedicated and committed to following the steps to get it and keeping that mindset, that movement on balance. Balance is your word for today, because you have a lot of things on your plate, Libra, and you can't be the best at everything. But if you have balance in your life, you do a little here, you do a little there. You know, you split it up into different compartments so that you can take care of this one now, you can take care of this one later, you could rise to the occasion for this one, that one. I see a lot of things going on in your life, but you're starting to realize that you have to be a part of everything. You know what I mean? It's like you got to take care of your job, right? You have to take care of your career. You have to take care of your family, your loved ones. You know, it's just, it places you where you're more relaxed and you could look at everything for what it brings to the table, what you need to prioritize, what you need to work toward so you can build up. And that's why when the star comes out, you see how the nourishing water is there. You see how you're just hopeful. You're looking at all the possibilities of what can take place in your life. You don't have to pedal more than you can chew. You can take your time to do what needs to be done. But most important, you need to prioritize. I suggest that, you know, I'm old school. I like to write things down all the time because it helps you to keep things lined. If you're a computer whiz, and you can go into your different workbooks and you could put your information in. Me, I like to do both. I like to be able to go on my laptop and put things in, but I also document it through hard copy. I like to write things down because I don't know, maybe it's in my head, but to me, I embed more information when I write it down because between my hand and my eyes, it connects with it all and it resonates with me. If my computer, let's say I didn't charge it, I can just go to my notes and pick up that information because I take the time to label everything. You want to be able to grow. You want to be able to know how to set your life on the right path by taking the necessary steps to getting there. You don't want to miss steps along the way because, oh, I didn't pay enough attention or I didn't jot it down. You are always ready. You're always ready to go, Libra. Look at you here. You're sitting on your throne, a stable concrete throne, and it's steel boots. And you're optimistic. You have that power, that authority, that stability, because you know that the more you get in tune with yourself and balance out your life, the more in tune you get, and the more answers will come to you for the questions that you have. But if you're unstable and you're just impulsive and moving on this, doing that, what happens? What happens? What has happened to you here? You got tired. You became overwhelmed. There became chaos and instability in your life until you looked at things from every stage. You have let go of some past issues and you are looking towards new beginnings, and consider yourself like in a starter program to regain control of your life. You know the power you possess. You know the ideas that you have. You're hopeful. And you know that if you focus on the possibilities in your life, what's going to happen? You're going to overcome a lot of obstacles that were meant to help hold you back and hold you down. That's not who you are. That's not who you are. You know what you want, right? You are feeling so. I'm getting into your mode right now, so excuse me because I'm looking at all that's coming. And I see that you feel so inspired by the changes that are coming to you since you are starting to clear up your time management skills, listening to your intuition, listing your priorities. You know what's happening? Do you know what is happening right now? You're becoming more organized. You're not leaving things to chance so you could be overwhelmed. You're sorting through everything so you could figure things out. You have this zest for knowledge and this zest for power. You love stability. You love knowing that you got your money right, you got your time right, you got your mind right, and you can make positive change in your life. You're prioritizing and realizing that Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't have to do everything all at one time. But you do know the miracles that can basically transpire when you are aligned with your time management skills, with your balancing skills, working to prioritize your goals. And people feel that you've got it all together. They looking at you and hating. Look how Libra did this. Look how Libra did that. They don't know the work behind your growth. They just see it like you plant a seed and all they seeing is the seed flourishing. It could be the plant, the tree, anything that you want it to be. They see the end result. They didn't go through the process with you. When you had to bury the old, when a love broke your heart, when you had to climb out from where you were, where people dug a hole for you to fall in, and when you found your footing, and when you put on your steel boots and said, this is not happening. I'm going to make sure that I elevate in my life because I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. I'm looking for answers. I'm seeking my truth. When you get to this phase and this point in your life, you start recognizing your achievements. Libra, you know what you've done. You know what you've accomplished. You know the hard work that's involved with doing all these things that you want to do. You know what it takes. You know what it takes. This is not a game to you. This is your life. And you know that your success rate can be high when you continue to apply. You understand me? When you have this sense of excitement and adventure, that's why you're going to get your pleasure. You understand? It's like, oh, I'm looking out the window and I'm just seeing the Libra, and I'm seeing your sweat equity. I'm seeing what you put in to make this happen. And sometimes you feel like you're not getting any leeway. You feel like people are looking at you and saying, what's going on with Libra? Why are they not there yet? Because you know what? You know that it's all a process. It's all a process. It's just, you want so much from your life. You want so much. But it was just chaos, chaos, chaos. You're tapping into this, you're tapping into that. People are looking at you, so you want to do a lot more than you've been doing. And you know what? You're going to get through. It's going to seem like magic in your life, where you're looking at things from a different angle, a different perspective. You're being torn. Because even in your relationship, the devil knows you don't want to sabotage yourself. You don't want to cut yourself off at the limbs. You want to be free. But when you got the Nine of Swords and you're overwhelmed and it's so much work that you're putting in and you're not seeing the end result, and it's your Ten of Wands and the stars coming out and giving you that hope, that optimism, seeing you achieving that goal. And when you could look out into the distance of everything and measure where you are, you didn't even know you got as far as you did. Because as you were climbing, now mind you, you didn't stop climbing no matter what your perspective was at the time, whether you were happy, down, depressed, overwhelmed. The one thing you kept doing, Libra, what's the one thing you kept doing? You could see it right here. What is the one thing that you kept doing? You kept going. How many times have you run into roadblocks and issues and you're excited about something and it doesn't pan out? You put the work in, you're sweating, you got your bandana on, you got your towel, you're sweating. All of this sweat equity you're investing, and things don't pan out. Suggestion is, don't take on so many platforms to be on at the same time. Knock them out little by little. Whatever's on your list as far as tasks and assignments that you have, continue knocking them out little by little. You're not trying to keep up with anybody else. You're not in a race. You're in life. And it's like you were going full speed ahead, going. I got to get it done. I got to do this. I got to do that. You thought you was a magician before you even got your powers. And then when you started getting more aligned and in tune with your intuition, you're realizing that your work is starting to pay off. That's why under the star, you're replenishing. You're hopeful because you're starting to gain traction on your journey. You're starting to realize that some of those lessons that were thrown out to you were for a reason. It was for you to check yourself before you actually wreck yourself, because you were overwhelmed and you weren't prioritizing anything. You was just impulsive on emotion. I got to get it done. Oh, this person is a little bit more ahead of me. You have the equipment and the skills necessary. You are equipped. You just have to take a breather. You did take a breather. And you relax. And you realize you don't have to be the swiftest in the race to win. Because when their roadblocks come and they didn't put the same time or energy in like you did, what's going to happen? Tell me, what's going to happen? You're going to bypass them. So that's why I tell you, when you see a race and people always say, um, don't look back, don't try to see where somebody else is, because you have enough speed yourself. But we humans, we might tilt our head a little bit to see if you could see them. And the thing is, when you don't even pay attention to anybody else and you act as though you're the only one running the race and it's up to you to win it, what happens? You win the race. And when you look back, you see you didn't even realize all them people were so far behind, because your focus was actually on your reward and accomplishing it and winning this race. So you picked up all the necessary tools along the way to help you to gain that knowledge and experience. So when you're running, you're not concerned about people behind. Unless you're passing a baton to them, you want to make sure that they could get it from you so they could keep running after you finish. And that's what you have to know. You have to know, in order to finish that race, you have to focus on the prize, not on the noise, on the prize. And it'll elevate you accordingly. It will elevate you accordingly. So the star is telling you to be hopeful. Make your wish. Let that magic happen in your life. You are in the process mode right now. I'm going to tell you that because it's so much work that you have to put in, and so much coaxing you have to give yourself, and so much thinking of envisioning yourself already winning the race. You have a lot of work to do, Libra, but you know what? No matter what's coming at you, because of the fact that you have seeked out that balance in your life, you can keep up and bypass as long as you continue to embrace your truth. Open your mind to the possibilities of so much greatness to come to you. Become more organized. Set yourself up for success by following the necessary steps. Continue to have a positive mindset. Continue to be hopeful. Continue to envision yourself winning the race. Could you imagine if you see yourself just winning the race? Oh my goodness, when you think about it and you are winning the race, it's so much to be happy about. It's so much to be hopeful for. And what makes me laugh about this whole thing is because you envision that rivalry, right? You know that whether you compete or not, people are going to be competing against you. You have rivalry. You thought you had to fit in to get ahead. No, no. You don't have to do that at all. You don't have to fit in nowhere to get ahead. You have to constantly believe that all you need is your dedication and your commitment to achieve what it is you're seeking. Your dedication, your submission to the goal and the work that's necessary to fulfill and complete your tasks and assignments. Have balance in your life. Prioritize what's most important to you. And as you achieve things, check it off. Get more organized. And don't let circumstances overwhelm you. That's what it does sometimes, and it throws you off your game. You about your business. So stay on track. Don't let the enemy or even your friend here throw you off course. Separate what's important and what's not. Don't self-sabotage yourself and allow yourself to fail because too much is on your plate. When you have all these things going on and you don't take your time to resolve each issue and fulfill each assignment, you set yourself up for failure. If you fail to plan, you fail to succeed. There's serious talk here right now. You have become flustered at times, overwhelmed at times, had to take a break, your head started hurting because it was too much chaos going on. And people competing against you, rivalries trying to take you down because you looking too good to them. Come on now. This is the way of life. But if you stop studying all the noise on the outside and focus on what you're aiming for, everything will start falling in line and you will organize accordingly and check off the boxes as you fulfill each and every step. Because Libra, we already know you were a leader. You were overwhelmed. Circumstances led you off course a little. Get back on. Get back on and replenish, refresh, rejuvenate. Reignite your fire because now is your time to succeed. Seriously. All them hurdles and stuff like that was just meant to tear you down, but you said, not today. Not today. I'm going to put the necessary work in. I'm going to do what needs to be done, and I'm going to make it happen in my life. Even, remember, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. You get back up. You get back up, and that's what's most important. Where are my numbers cards? Let's see what's going on with your number for the day. You got a lot. You know what? You're exhausted. You're exhausted. You'll be feeling overwhelmed, like I said. It just shows like you don't have your full energy going. It's like a car almost on E. You got to replenish. You got to replenish. Put that gas in and start again. Start again. Don't sabotage yourself by not being at full tank level. You want to be able to go as long as you need to go and refuel whenever it's necessary. But stay focused on your goal, okay? What's the number? 1010. I love when I give a reading and the card comes out as to what we're talking about. You are going through the process, and this process of growth, okay? Spiritual awareness is opening you to all that you are ready to see. Your destiny is being fulfilled. Keep your intentions pure with your eyes looking ahead, and you will continue to increase the growth that is here. The more I invest awareness in my growth, the closer I continuously become to the outcomes I am seeking. This is what it's about. It's a growth process. And through your growth process, you're actually recognizing that you need balance in your life. You know, you're optimistic, inspired about looking out to the future to seeing where you could propel yourself to be. You've had some times where you felt down and sad and some pain and overwhelmed. Relationship issues and feeling torn apart. It's either you choose this path or that path. And you're starting to release some of your inattention buildup. You're starting to align and tune yourself with possibilities. You're hopeful. You're looking out and you're putting in the work that's necessary. It's just that the results weren't coming fast enough for you. So you became so impulsive. I'm going to do this now. Instead of relaxing and looking at everything from every angle, you just react. And sometimes you think that you have it all wrapped up. And then you realize that you're lacking certain things. So you go back to the drawing board and work on those things to improve your goals, improve yourself, improve the lookout. Then you have on your steel boots and you know that I have the power. I have the authority. I can climb above these circumstances. And you realize that you put a lot of investment and work into this. And you know that it's a growth process. So why keep beating up yourself because people keep coming at you and making you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be. If it was me, I would be here already. If it was me, I'd be there already. But you have so much on your plate, so many fires to put out. Nobody could dictate your time frame. And as long as you continue heading in an upward motion, you'll continue growing. You don't want things turn around growing back in the ground, right? You want when you plant something, it grows upward mobility, climbs up, grows up, so that you can be up. Don't allow the circumstances in life to dictate your path or to make you feel less than. Your work matters. You stand for something. You stand for growth, even with the hiccups along the way. It's a lot of work to be successful. And Libra, it's a lot of work to be where you want to be, but I can assure you, the seeds you have planted and continue to look out for will grow like magic, and it'll be faster than you ever thought possible. So keep your angle straight forward. Deafen your ears to the haters and the naysayers that are looking at you running the race, but they got their background chatter to throw you off your game. What you have to say, Libra? Not today. Yeah, I might have swayed a little bit, but you know what? I'm never down for the count. And I know the people coming for me. And as long as I keep my eyes on the prize, you coming for me means nothing. Because I can't hear you. I can't hear you. It's a lot of work, but you gonna do it. It's some rivalry out there, but you gonna make it. The sun is shining, so you gonna enjoy it. You living your best life. You just putting in the work to smooth out a little bit of damage that was caused from listening to other people. But now that you're into your intuition, so proud of you. You're starting to recognize your gifts. So what happens? You start growing again. Stay on course, stay on track. Don't let the naysayers throw you off. Garnetqueentarot here saying, be inspired to rise. Be inspired to stay on course and be your best self. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Garnetqueentarot, where we are inspired to rise, to learn, and gain the necessary knowledge. Take care. Talk soon.